So first and foremost, uh, I'd like to tell you what Chennai is all about, and understand Chennai ka आकार क्या है. Chennai is a city which is spread along the coast. Okay, it is about 40 to 50 kilometers either side, right? And in depth also it goes to about 50 kilometers. So it's about 50 kilometers from where the center is, right? On all sides, 30 to 40 kilometers to the north, 50, maybe even 60 kilometers to the south. Okay, now if अगर आप देखेंगे तो ये जो in Chennai आप देखेंगे a lot of blue dots, and especially in the south there are a lot of blue areas. ये सब there are lakes, and एक जमाने में चेन्नई को बोला जाता था कि चेन्नई इज अ सिटी ऑफ लेक्स. आश्चर्य की बात है पर ये सही है, ये आगे जाके हम बताएंगे. ओके, तो इस वक्त साइक्लोन मिचोंग में हुआ क्या. साइक्लोन मिचोंग और 2015 और 2016 में जो वारदा हुआ उनमें फर्क क्या है, ये एक सवाल है. तो सवाल ये जवाब ये है कि वो जो साइक्लोन्स हुए थे, दे वर हाई स्पीड साइक्लोन्स, विंड वेलोसिटीज वर हाई, राइट. वेरएज इस साइक्लोन में बारिश ज्यादा था. जो पहले साइक्लोन्स हुए थे, जो चेन्नई में इफेक्ट हुआ था, the problem was largely to the south. South Chennai was quite affected. We'll say why South Chennai was affected, मैं बाद में बताऊंगा, but South Chennai was affected, southern part of Chennai, and the northern part was not affected. अब के बार northern part भी affect हुआ है, कम पर हुआ है. क्यों? एक ही सवाल, एक ही जवाब उसका, क्योंकि जो साइक्लोन मिचोंग में पानी का बरसात का जो तादाद है वो ज्यादा बढ़ गया. इट वाज phenomenal rain, right? Right. Historically, the eastern coast of India, हर वक्त ये इस मौसम में अक्टूबर, नवंबर, दिसंबर के दौरान there are invariably about 3 से 4, 3 to 4 cyclones which happen. It's a normal thing, right? And पहले जमाने में there used to be a lot of devastation, but now where people have become aware, a lot of flood cyclone mitigation has taken place, right? Before the cyclone comes, people prepare themselves, as a result of which the loss of life and all has reduced, but the damages have increased. Damages have increased because of development. When your development increases, your damages increase. So that's the trade-off, right? So the loss of lives have been reducing, but the damages have increased, and the city has come to a standstill. As of today, the city is recovering. I would say we are almost at about 85-90%. It's a matter of time, a few days will be this thing. In fact, today I went for a walk also, and for the first time I saw all the streets were also dry. There was no sewerage collection and all that. I checked up from people from the weaker sections of society who stay in crowded areas and slums. They say that even in their areas, water has receded. Okay, so this is the background of this whole story. Now, हम क्या करेंगे? आपको एक वीडियो दिखाऊंगा, एक छोटा वीडियो I have put together. This video is what the Air Force has given to everyone. मेरे पास भी आया, and I'll first show it to you. आप देखिए किस तरीके से फ्लड्स हुए. 3 मिनट का वीडियो है, उसके बाद we'll discuss the whole thing. ये है शुरुआत. See how people are on the terraces. और बाकी देखिए पानी किस तरीके से पूरा भरा हुआ है. ये बड़ा एक कॉलोनी है. कॉलोनी के जैसे वो चारों तरफ दिखाएंगे. अब देखिए पानी किस तरीके से इकट्ठा हुआ है. the metro line, the electric train line. The whole area is, one thing which you notice is the area is well forested. Greenery is there. Absolutely every damage is जहाँ जहाँ खुला इलाका है उसमें पूरा पानी सब नजर आ रहा है पानी. This is actually South Chennai. Where people, houses up to their first floors are all suffering. All this is South Chennai. South Chennai is the flood prone area जो मैंने आपको दिखाया था, जहाँ काफी तालाब वगैरह. ये सब नए कॉलोनी हैं जहाँ आए हैं. दे आर ऑल बिल्ट इन लो लाइंग एरियाज. अच्छे अच्छे मकान हैं पर and the airport was good. They went and did flood relief. They gave them food packets, dropped them on the terraces and all. I think our Air Force did a fantastic job. Whatever it was. Okay, so let's get back to this map. और इस मैप से आपने देख लिया क्या दृश्य था. ये तकरीबन साउथ चेन्नई का है. पर जैसे मैंने पहले बताया, ये नॉर्थ चेन्नई में भी इफेक्ट हुआ है. पहले ये नॉर्थ चेन्नई में क्यों इफेक्ट हुआ उसके बारे में बात करके हम निपट लेंगे. आगे विल टॉक ऑफ साउथ चेन्नई एंड द जनरल प्रॉब्लम. नॉर्थ चेन्नई में इसलिए हुआ क्योंकि इस बार बारिश ज्यादा था. Because the rain was so heavy, I've never seen so much rain in my life. Because the rain was so heavy, right? Parts of North Chennai also got flooded. And why? Because the government obviously did not take adequate precautions. There are two things. One, they didn't take adequate precautions. Second, the rain was too much. So if they had taken some better precautions, maybe they wouldn't have been so badly affected. But they probably did not take that many, and they didn't. Right? They would have done, but it was not enough. South Chennai was a perennial problem. Okay. Why am I talking of Chennai? Why am I interesting? This is not a critique on anyone. This can happen to any city. Like someone has written, I think Adil has said, that such an event can happen to any city or town in India. It's a matter of one day a storm hit somewhere and you'll see all this getting in. That it happens to Chennai, this is the second, third time. And Chennai, I have seen over the few years, it has improved. Responses have improved. There's no doubt about it. And maybe the next time we'll not have that bad a problem, right? But what about other cities? And why has this happened? That's the more important thing. This has happened because over years, ये नहीं है कि एक गवर्नमेंट का प्रॉब्लम है या दूसरा गवर्नमेंट का प्रॉब्लम है या इस युग का प्रॉब्लम है पुराना ओवर द years our cities have developed, the way our cities have developed. There's a big lesson in this. So now let me this thing. So I said, look, this is a city of lakes, okay? And in this, even the airport was flooded. For the first time in my life, I've seen Chennai airport in water and planes in water. Okay, right. Now, Chennai is a city, very funny city, where in a rainy season you have floods. In summers, you don't have get water, right? And the problem of this floods is connected to the lack of water, which happened long back. वो कहानी मैं अभी बताऊंगा आप, right? Okay. अगर आप देखेंगे, so this is a map. This is a very interesting map. Okay. If you see on the left, this is a map of 70s. If you see on the left, you see that there's a tank. There's a huge tank. You see the same area here today. There's no tank. There's only a small tank on the left. Where the Chetpet railway station is, it's the same place here. On the left, there's a square that's actually a road. In the top left of the square, there's a small tank. There are ones on the right are not tanks, they're buildings and open playgrounds. So this tank which is there has gone off. And मजे की बात यह है, I stay 1 kilometer away from this area. Over a period of time, when I was a small boy to now, slowly this tank has subsided and it is gone. It used to be called spur tank those days. And there's a road called Spur Tank Road in Chennai. And किसी ने मेरे को पूछा यार ये स्पर टैंक रोड क्यों है, तो मैंने बोला यार there's a tank called spur tank. ये था किसी जमाने में, रोड ही रह गया, टैंक गायब हो गया. ओके, उसी तरीके से आप देखिए ये लेक है. आई विल शो यू दिस फुली अगेन, राइट? दिस इज अ टैंक in a place called Villivakam, which is in North Madras. Okay, see the difference in the size for the same scale of the map. There's a tank at a place called Konur. It's just got become 1/3 or 1/4 of that area. वो पूरा खत्म हो गया. आप देखिए रेलवे लाइन वगैरह अभी भी है. If you see the railway lines on the top, you see how much is this tank has reduced. Okay, this is over the period of time. Okay, so look at this, another lake, and see there's no lake at all today. ये सब खत्म. All buildings have come. Okay, right? Look at this again. You see a tank. You see the river bend. This is Kuam River. This is the Adyar River. Same identical maps. On the right map, there's no tank. On the left, there's a tank. There's a lake. And this is in the center of the city. Okay, again, South Madras, but center of the city. Again, there's a place called Velacheri, where there are a lot of malls, and in fact, some of the pictures I showed you was of Velacheri only. You see on the left how much marshland and tanks were there. On the right, अभी क्या बचा है? कुछ नहीं है, एक छोटा सा बचा है. Same scale. Okay, ये देखिए ये टैंक था एक जगह Vyasarpadi is partly in North Madras. Today there's no tank only there. Katham, finish. This is a tank which is I've seen it being filled in front of my eyes. A lamba tank hai. It's at a place called Nungamakam, which is just 2 kilometers from my house. When I was young, this place was a beautiful thing called lake area. It was a posh area. अभी भी posh area है, पर फर्क ये है कि वहाँ टैंक नहीं है, वो भर गया है. Slowly, for whatever reason, people filled this with garbage. Garbage के साथ भर के landfill करके ये खत्म कर दिया. Right? Okay. तो ये problem हुआ क्यों? ये why have these tanks vanished all of a sudden? Some tanks due to development have vanished. But in South Madras, the problem is man-made, completely man-made. How? Like I told you, rains when there are no rains, Madras में पानी का किल्लत है. Okay, 10-15 साल 20 साल पहले there was a spell about 7-8 साल when there was no rains. और ये सारे जितने तालाब थे ये सूख गए. जब तालाब सूख गए 2 साल 3 साल 4 साल सूखे रहे, तो ये जितना बिल्डर कम्युनिटी है लैंड को हड़प लिया. ये भी पॉलिटिशियन है, पॉलिटिशियन बिल्डर नेक्सस, इन्होंने लैंड हड़प कर लिया, प्लॉट बना दिया, फ्लैट खड़ा कर दिया. और ये सब लो लाइंग एरिया था. These lakes were the drainage system of Chennai, and these lakes controlled Chennai climate also. क्योंकि जब भी ज्यादा गर्मी हो जाता था, बिकॉज ऑफ दिस लेक्स एक छोटा सा बारिश होता था और कूल डाउन हो जाता था. या शाम को जब हवा चलती थी, पानी के ऊपर चल के थोड़ा ठंडा हो जाता था. वो सब खत्म. नेचुरल एयर कंडीशनिंग ये लेक बंद किया और खत्म हो गए. अभी साउथ मद्रास में, साउथ चेन्नई में जितने भी इन्होंने ये तालाब वगैरह में इन्होंने बिल्डर्स ने बना दिया, तो वहां लोग रहना शुरू किया उन्होंने नेचुरली. बट व्हेन बारिश हुआ था लास्ट साइक्लोन 2015-16 में जब वर्धा हुआ था, सो दी वाटर, अगर इतना बारिश पड़ेगा तो वेर जहाँ कहाँ जाएगा? लो लाइंग एरिया में जाएगा. अब वो लो लाइंग एरिया जब तालाब था तो पानी अंदर चला जाता था जमीन के अंदर, पर अभी तो वहां कंक्रीट है, नैरो गलीज है, तो जाएगा कहाँ पानी? पानी का लेवल वहां ऊपर आएगा, और इसीलिए लोग मर रहे हैं, इसीलिए कार बह रहे हैं, ये सब कुछ. सो इट्स अ क्वेश्चन ऑफ मैन मेड थिंग. इट वाज नो दिस थिंग. ये ग्लोबल वार्मिंग वगैरह यहाँ हुआ नहीं है. अब ये ग्लोबल वार्मिंग की वजह से नहीं है, ये सब हमारी वजह से. हाँ, कल के दिन हो सकता है इफ सी लेवल्स राइज, आधा चेन्नई डूब सकता है पानी के अंदर. दैट्स अ डिफरेंट थिंग, वो कल की बात है. साइक्लोन्स तो पहले भी आते थे, अभी भी आ रहे हैं. इनफैक्ट आपकी बार मिचोंग साइक्लोन में पानी ज्यादा था और हवा कम थी. पहले में मैंने देखा बहुत हवा चलती थी, पानी कम था. तो दोनों साइड दोनों होते हैं, राइट. सो दिस इज अ सबक हमारे लिए, पूरा देश के लिए. सब लोग बोलते हैं वी शुड प्रोग्रेस लाइक चाइना. भैया अगर आप चाइना की तरह प्रोग्रेस करोगे, चाइना की तरह डूबोगे भी. इसीलिए मैं बार बार बोलता रहता हूँ, we should not be another China. We should be our own India, where we take care of our environment, we take care of people's lives, we take care of our pollution, right? So अब की बार क्या हुआ, फर्क क्या था अब की बार और पहले बार में? क्योंकि पानी ज्यादा हो गया तो पानी रह गया बहुत. हमारे बगल में ही एक स्ट्रीट में पूरा पानी था, 1 फुट का पानी. एंड इट्स ऑल सीवरेज वाटर, ड्रेनेज बंद. तो ड्रेनेज बंद, सीवरेज वाटर, तो क्या होगा? गंदगी. और अगर 4-5 दिन वो पानी खड़ा रहा तो फिर और भी होगा. तो वाटरबोर्न डिजीजेस आएंगे, वेक्टर डिजीज आएंगे, मच्छर, डेंगू, ये सब शुरू हो जाएगा. और ये खतरा है आज के दिन. पर जहां तक सिटी का रेस्पॉन्स है, मेरे ख्याल में अच्छा था, बिकॉज वी गॉट एडिक्वेट वार्निंग कि ये होने वाला है. कुछ हमने प्रिपरेशन किया, और एंड दे टुक आउट द लाइट्स प्रीमेच्योरली. एज अ प्रिकॉशन लाइट बंद कर दिया 24 घंटे, इनफैक्ट 48 आवर्स तक लाइट दिया ही नहीं. उसके बाद उन्होंने रिस्टोर करना शुरू किया. 4 दिन के बाद अभी तकरीबन लाइट आ गया. काफी दिनों काफी जगह से पानी निकल गया. और आई थिंक बेसिक सर्विसेज हैव रीस्टार्टेड. देयर आर स्टिल एरियाज इन साउथ चेन्नई जहां पानी नहीं गया, क्योंकि वहां टाइम लगेगा, राइट. और एक आध पंप से आप कुछ कर नहीं सकते हो, बट पीपल आर वर्किंग. आई ओनली होप इसके बाद पीपल आर अलाइव टू दिस प्रॉब्लम. इससे सबक सीखेंगे हम, और ये कभी दोबारा ऐसे स्थिति चेन्नई में नहीं होना चाहिए. चेन्नई में ही नहीं, बाकी जगहों में भी होना चाहिए. देखिए, देर आर टू एस्पेक्ट्स टू डिजास्टर रिलीफ. वन इज डिजास्टर मिटिगेशन, other is disaster relief. Mitigation is to avoid disaster from happening. You mitigate the disaster before it happens, or you mitigate the effect of the disaster because you are prepared for the disaster. You can't stop disaster. But if you're not, then you have to do disaster relief. So the better thing to do is disaster relief, right? So, so this is the pura kahani as far as Chennai is concerned. Overall, I think uh, the government of Chennai and the government of Tamil Nadu and the Chennai Corporation and everyone I've seen worked hard. Whatever happened before was a different story, but they worked hard and they worked sincerely, right? Many places you didn't have to go and complain. Things that we were told, look, be patient, things will get restored, and things got restored. Yeah, in a event like this, you will have problems. You just have to see what happened in USA during Katrina, what happened in China during floods, and you'll see that we have done a better job. This may be okay. So this is where I want to finish off today on China. We'll take on questions, and I must thank the government of Tamil Nadu and the city, officials of Chennai for having done a good job under trying conditions. It's easy to criticize, but one has to understand that they had a tough job.